the training room. I'm liking it. It's good to be back in the house.
Oh, it's good to have you, Ed. It's good to have you.
We got Brian with video.
I know. I got him with a video.
It's a big day.
Now we got to get him a light so he's not so backlit.
If you need some recommendations, Eric Bailey recommended me one that's pretty inexpensive that I use at home. That's awesome.
Is it a clip-on or is it a stand?
It's a stand one. It might be more than what you need. You could light a large room with it. It's like one of
How big is it? Like this big?
It's like the head of it is like this big, but it's on a stand, so it's
that's what I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably about 8 inches or so. Yeah, something like that. Hey Jeff, good to see you. Terry Gerger, Gilberto, Tracy, Jean, Stefan. Good to see you guys. We're going to start in a minute. We usually start about 5 minutes after, people will roll in the next few. Some people are in a class.
And hey, we do have Jeff Reyes on the line, our regional tech trainer. So we're going to
very exciting. We're going to get people to fall in love with Jeff real quick. Real quick. They're going to buy into Jeff. Jeff's a great business enterprise and technology guy. All right. It's so quiet. Hey, Andy, how's it going? Good to see you.
It's
Lorna.
good to see you too. How are you?
Hey, all you cuties.
I'm good. I'm good, making the magic happen. How's that king cake? Was looking pretty festive. I know Lorna was a fan.
I was a big fan. It looks really good.
It was fun. I will tell you, it's baking is not my strong suit.
Especially when you have to let it rise twice. It's a whole production.
It was a thing.
A lot of cultures have baked goods that are rooted in memory sense more than like flavor.
King cakes taste good, baby. It's like a big old cinnamon roll.
Yeah, I've had some.
You have some good ones and some bad ones, Joey?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
My wife loves, those black and white cookies.
Oh yeah, those are good.
She grew up on those, and she has a memory sense of them. Even the best one I've ever had, which was pretty good. Not my thing. I grew up on Italian pastries, in South Philly.
Well, that's not fair.
And that stuff is unbeatable. It's
That's
just
not
out of
fair.
control.
Those black and white cookies are very pretty, but they're kind of bland.
Yeah. And the king cake is like cinnamon and sugar. I guess I'm not.
Yeah, you could stuff it with all kinds of stuff too.
Yeah. All right. I'm just saying.
We were in New Orleans for a family reunion, and
Yes.
One of the guys on the street, every place is packed, and he was like, "Oh, you got to go to Popeyes." I'm like, "Bro, I got a Popeyes, in my hometown." He's like, "No,
Not like that.
it is completely different." And I was like, "No, it's not." So we go, me and my buddy, and it's all about like the tap water, all the stuff and the local flair that they add into it. So yeah, you may have, New Orleans something out here, but it's not the same as locally.
Not at all.
It was fun. It was a fun activity.
Yeah.
I might have overbaked it, but
it will last longer as a visual.
That's funny.
All right, let's just get the ball rolling a little bit while people load in. We will do. Let's see. Tell me something good, right? We have a lot to cover today. So let's do tell me something good, right?
Hey, Joey, I have something good, but it came out of something bad. So I want everyone to be aware of this. I had a ton of meetings yesterday working, went out to drive my car, and I have a Prius, and it sounded like a Harley, like someone had stolen my catalytic converter out of my car. So though that was annoying,
Was it 1980s? I mean, I haven't heard that.
The tow truck guy told me it was the 7th person to.
Yeah, they're totally, you got to cage it, Tracy, and I'll send you the name of a place if you remind me that will cage it.
Thank you, Lorna. So anyway, your day shifts, you all of a sudden have to totally change, and I'm not going to change. I write everything I got to do for the day. I cross it off. And the good thing that came out of this is it made me take a step back. And I think us as agents, a lot of times we have our schedule, we have what we have to do, and we're just go, 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 go. And sometimes it takes something to slow you down. And so even though that was something frustrating and it's going to be expensive and it was bad, I found the good in it, in that it made me take a beat. I called on my clients, rescheduled things, did a few things at home, and I was able to spend some time with my son that I wouldn't have otherwise been able to do. So I just wanted to share with everyone, be aware of this going around, but also sometimes give yourself a beat, even if it's forced. And that was my good thing that happened. So I wanted.
Yeah, Eileen said that it's common too. It's a Prius thing, I guess. The catalytic converter. Jeff said
It's crazy. They just
precious metals in it or something.
Yeah, but
really bad.
The garage place said since Sunday they've had 14 cars towed in.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That can't be easy to take out either. I mean, it takes a couple. I mean,
it only takes a couple seconds. They just have to cut one little thing.
They cut. I mean,
less than a minute.
Under my car. So I mean, they cut something. Yeah, I don't know.
Just use an angle grinder on it.
Oh, just like a cordless angle grinder. Chop, 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 chop. Bam, done.
Yeah, we have a few people like that in our city, and I've actually seen them 3 days ago. Guy walking by the 7-Eleven with it wrapped up over his shoulder.
Like basically saying, "I'm going to go do this."
No, like he had the whole muffler converter, everything on his.
He was walking around with a muffler.
Oh,
man. Well, anyway, just be aware of it.
For sure.
What goes on through people's heads that do stuff like that? I just don't get the mindset of someone that just.
Because you're not desperate is what it is. You're not you're not scrapping for a way to fund your life, whatever that is, right? You have other tools other than your angle grinder and a knowledge of popping somebody's hood without getting into their car. What it comes down to. I have something good. And I'd like to get a visual on it, but I don't have a camera on him. So we I think we're almost a week and a half in. We didn't have a meeting last week. Cameron, could you at least say hi, right, and introduce yourself? Cameron is our new agent services director, and very, very excited to have him. He's jumped right in, and he's taken control. Oh, Ed's going out for a visual. Everybody say hi to Cameron. That's Cameron there in Ed's picture. How's it going, Cameron? Cameron comes out of hospitality. Oh, is he talking too? Go ahead.
Trying to get a better angle real quickly. There we go.
Ed, say a couple words. Tell everybody about yourself, Cameron.
Yeah, so I come from
you got two mics going, Cameron. You got two mics going. You got to shut the mic off on the other one. We're getting a little redundancy.
All right. There we go. Is it still going?
It's still going.
Yes, it is. Yes.
I don't know if I could turn it on.
We'll give you a chance to talk later. I'll talk about you. How's that, right? Cameron comes out of the hotel industry. He was a manager at Aloft, which is I believe a Marriott boutique brand. And we are excited to have his organizational skills. He's jumped in and he's taken hold of the whole process for our awards tomorrow. And while I know he's getting bombarded with tons of stuff, he doesn't sweat much about it. He looks like he handles it very, very gracefully. So we're excited to have him, and I'm excited for you guys to get to know him better. Right?
So yes, thank you.
Welcome, Cameron.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy to be part of the team. I think you guys could hear me a little bit better now.
Absolutely.
So good. But yeah, I'm very, very excited. It's brand new for me. It's a new industry, and yeah, I'm just super stoked. So thank you for inviting me and having me in this meeting and trying to get everything coordinated for you guys. So yeah.
I think we're all going to be the better for having you, for sure. All right. Anybody else have anything good to share before we move forward? All right, let's get this party started. There is a lot to go over. I'm sorry, but go on. I'm not sorry. It's all good stuff. What's next, Cam?
Oh, you know what? Cameron hung up his phone, so he may not be back on audio yet.
Oh.
So it may take him a minute before he can have his audio back up and running.
All right. Let's see how. Let's talk about. Let's get Jeff Reyes going. Right. Jeff Reyes is our regional tech director. He will be he will be integral in supporting our office and all of the forward living offices. We are, Jeff, what I said about Jeff earlier that I really like is, in addition to being a really knowledgeable about technology, Jeff has a great way of integrating that into the business enterprise, right? And so it's not just about fixing tech issues. It's how to use tech in your business to really grow your business, right? So without further ado, Jeff, if you want to jump in, I know Ed has a couple questions for you. He's going to, create a little conversation. So let's go forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Jeff, why don't we start? Just tell us a little if there's anything Joey missed out on the highlights. Anything that you want to tell us about yourself and your background, anything?
No, I'm good, man. I don't need to talk about myself. Let's roll.
Let's do it then. Okay, so we're gonna do this interview style. I'm gonna ask you a few questions, and then we'll open it up because we may have some questions from the crew. I will tell you in a nutshell, my experience with Jeff is for the past 4 or 5 months. Whenever you guys ask me a question about command and I don't know the answer, which is often, Jeff is who I go to, and he's the one who makes me look smarter than I really am. So I thank Jeff, and he's also helped me out with the PC program. There's a couple of things that we use command for that are very specific, and Jeff's gotten involved and really helped me to solve those, and I really, really thank you for that. Okay, so I was inspired by Family Reunion when Gary started it off by taking on something that was like on everyone's minds, and everyone was all freaking out about Zillow having acquired Showing Time, and everyone and Gary just came out head on. And so in that frame of mind, I was thinking, let's start with a tough question, because people have been asking over the last 24 hours. With Josh Team leaving the president position, does this mean that KW is completely abandoning command?
No. I mean, if you, as a KW agent, many people don't know. I mean, pre-COVID, obviously COVID is makes things different, but as the KW agent, now you're not going to be able to, there's too many gatekeepers to like get a meeting with Gary. But if you wanted to go to international, the office there, I've been there multiple times. If you want to go and meet and make an appointment to meet with people and just kind of see what's behind there, that stuff is possible. there is rooms of a lot of people, a lot of developers, a lot of there's a lot of investment into this platform. That's not, the platform is not going away. You know, so abandoning this is no, I wouldn't say that. I will say there will be a shift in I think the overall goal and plan and you know, maybe the battle plan in which going there. At the end of the day, the vision is Gary's, you know, and that's to, you know, build a moat around the real estate agent. You know, make no mistake about it. KW exists because of the real estate agent, because of us. If we weren't out selling homes, Gary wouldn't have any money. You know, so we wouldn't have all the positions that we have if we weren't out selling properties. So at the end of the day, the goal with Command is to help KW agents sell more money, do it easier. You know, when Command was started, you know, a long time ago, it was, you know, I was in the room when it was literally just kind of clickable buttons, or just like images. You click an image and it would show a different image, but it was presentation software. It wasn't anything coded yet. And so when you're in that smaller group of people, it was easy to develop and change and move things along, because there wasn't a whole lot of people that it was affecting. As more people started adopting, as more of that stuff, it became more difficult. That eventually morphed into, you know, a couple of years, fast forward a couple of years, and that created the RTT role, because, you know, when you're trying to create a platform product for everybody, and then you push, and you know, our team leaders did a really good job of pushing everybody to use Command. Frankly, I don't think Command was ready for 160,000 people to use it 2 years ago. Yeah. Right. As far as expectations versus reality, we're like this. Does that make sense? So if my expectation is here, the reality is here, that drop is disappointment, right? And so that drop is what causes people to walk away. And so I think there was an overselling of what Command could do. Command today, for I would say 80 to 90% of our real estate agents could do their business, you know, because 80 to 90% of most agents do, you know, 6 to 10 transactions a year. And this platform is really great for that. When you're talking about massive, robust teams with multiple different things that are going on, it can be much more complicated. Yeah. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Yeah, not only did you answer it, you answered it and then some, and I love the vision. I really appreciate that.
But the commitment is to make Command everything it should be, starting at a base level, cleaning all that up, moving on to the add-ons and all the bells and whistles, cleaning them up, right?
Yeah.
Before they start adding anything else on.
I would ask, you know, people who kind of, you know, care about the brokerage that they're with, you know, and you should, because you're partnering, you're sharing your revenue with these people. So I would, you know, go into LinkedIn, whatever, and Google Mark King, who's our new president. He was somebody who started as a real estate agent in KW and went through all the different levels. And I'm actually excited about that, because do you guys love In-N-Out Burger? Like, as you can tell, I love In-N-Out Burger and I love tacos, right? So if you go to In-N-Out Burger and I were to try to get a job at In-N-Out Burger, I can't just, even I could be 100% qualified, I cannot be the general manager. I start wiping the tables. So they want you to be every single part of that whole thing. And so I'm actually excited about Mark King being in that position, because he's somebody who's worked his way through. I think it does a really good job of telling the story of opportunities within KW. So I think it checks off a lot of different boxes, if you will, as far as that. So look at that. Look at who's going to be essentially like the new sort of Josh Teams something Cox. I can't remember his name, but if you look at Inman, it'll tell you all the different names.
Cox, somebody's Cox.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but anyways, he's not the Facebook guy. There's two guys with the same name. He's a different one. He actually came from Bain. And if you don't know the name Bain, Bain is a worldwide international, good job, Jeff, using the same word, worldwide consulting firm that, the UN nations hire for consulting. So he's obviously a big name. And then KWX, our holding company was recently created, the gentleman Carl who's heading that up, again, big name. So that's where I look at, that's why I look at the leadership that's been changed is all around stability and consumer, and understanding that the consumer is us, the agent. So I think some philosophical differences will be there, but I think it's going to be better.
Perfect.
Yeah, I remember one of the few times that Gary's brought up command with emphasis during family reunion was him saying that we're probably going to get C features rolled out in a more controlled environment with an emphasis on stability and a platform that's with stability, which I love it. My next question is, what is maybe one or two features that have come out most recently that you think people may not be aware of?
Well, one of them, gosh, the run up to family reunion was just ridiculous. If you noticed any sort of, and this kind of, when you're trying to, well, let's just take, your car. You have your car and it's sitting in the driveway. It's hard to drive your car when you're constantly putting new rims on it, new tires, new stuff, right? So the same thing with software, when you're constantly upgrading and doing stuff like that, rolling out, when you fix something else is gonna break, and then you gotta go fix that, and then that's gonna break something, So when the good part about, or the bad part about innovation and being on the front end of that is there's a wake of stuff that you need to fix. And so that's where I would say up to family reunion, we had a lot of instability, simply because there's a lot of new stuff that came in. So one of them would be like the new magazine. I don't know if you guys have seen that yet, but if you go inside of designs, click print, and look underneath lead generation, the name is really funky. It ends with Zine, Z-I-N-E. Don't know why that name was chosen, but you can go in there, you can create a magazine. Out front, our team that does our national publication, they're creating the content for that, and it's fully customizable for you to be able to use and download and give to your local printer. So that's a great thing that's going to be created every single quarter. You could also cut that up and put that into like an email newsletter, so that helps. The big one that there's a lot of things, but probably the biggest that affects a lot of us would be Brandco is now a partner inside a marketplace. And what Brandco does is they provide you with a WordPress IDX plugin. So if you've ever, you set up your command website and you think like, oh, it's fine, then don't worry about this. But if you're somebody who wants, a really, cool website or something super custom that command just can't do right now, then that Brandco WordPress is really where you want to go. If you're somebody who's a blogger, you want SEO, you want all that stuff, then I would definitely go into Marketplace and set up a consultation with them. The plugin itself is $10 a month, which is really inexpensive for WordPress plugins. But it also gives you the capability to do pop-ups, which that will help you in lead generation for Google Ads. If you may not know this right now, but if you go onto your command website, it doesn't force register you. And that is a philosophical choice. I don't know if that philosophy will change now with new leadership, but with the WordPress site, it will now allow you to more effectively run Google Ads. So somebody who's using Sync or Boomtown, different platforms like that for Google, the new Brandco WordPressing would be a great option. I would start looking towards and using it. It seamlessly integrates into Command. So to me, that's probably one of the biggest things that are in there.
Yeah, it's funny. I was thinking of you because you and I had a conversation a couple of weeks ago about forced registration, and then I saw this come out, and I was like, "Oh, there you go, problem solved." So, good thing. One last question for you is there a best kept secret feature of Command that you think is underutilized? And maybe you have something in mind, maybe not. But is there something that you think is like the best kept secret that people don't really use or is underutilized?
100%. I'm going to share my screen for this if that's cool. You could let me do that. That would be dope.
Hey, Cam, could you let him share screen? Oh, I think you got it.
All right. Okay, so to me, if I didn't use Command for anything else, I would simply use opportunities. And most of us, we think of opportunities as green sheets or nothing more than green sheets. It's a place we go to get paid, right? And so opportunities really can help automate your business. And when you look at this, it can be a little overwhelming. And I'd really like to kind of dissect this down for you here in like 2 minutes. You've got the different phases of a lead, right? So I'm cultivating, I made an appointment, now we're active, now we're under contract, now we're closed. Those are very simple buckets, okay? So let's go inside the cultivate bucket. We're going to the first one. This is what I would, if I'm you, I would spend probably this may take you an hour to do this, but trust me, your business is going to be so much better if you take the hour or 2 hours to do this. Go into cultivate, the first one. And what you're going to do is these are the 3 standard buckets that are inside that cultivate bucket. Now, when would I create an opportunity for somebody? I would create an opportunity and put somebody into cultivate after I've had a 2-way conversation about real estate. Okay, so if I have a Facebook lead and I call them, we're talking, and then I'd say, okay, this person's 6 months out or a year out or whatever. Or, okay, I'm just gonna watch them, or maybe they're a nurture or whatever, right? So I'm gonna create an opportunity and I'm gonna put them into one of these buckets. Now, the part that I would spend the time on is each one of these buckets I can create a checklist for. So you come up here to edit stages. So now if you run your business differently, that's okay. These are the standard order and the standard buckets that are within inside that cultivate bucket. So you could say, okay, if I go back here, so for a listing, when I'm talking to somebody, these are the 3 things. If you need to add any more, you can. And then you look at appointment, I'm scheduling an appointment with them. Okay, it's scheduled. Okay, they kept. So kind of go through these and see, okay, first of all, do I need to add any additional buckets into here? Is there any additional phases to my business that is different than what is standard? Okay. So if you're fine with all that, you just hit edit stages. If I want to add a new one, I can just click add a stage and I can put that in. I can put the stage name in here if I wanted to. And the probability just simply means if somebody's in this stage, what is the probability that they will close? Okay, so what we say by default in Command is that if somebody gets into the watch phase, there's a 5% chance that they're going to close. Okay, so if you're going to put that in there, and then position just simply means the order that it's in, and you can change that as you want. And then you have the checklist. So with watch, what I would come to with these, you'll see here, I got like, one checklist on because it's like demoing. But if I hit edit here, I could say, so for my, I click on the checklist. For my watch, if this is a listing lead and I've talked to them, I can come in here and I create a checklist item saying set up on neighborhood nurture. And then I can say, okay, I'm going to set them up on neighborhood nurture. I'm going to send postcard, save that. And then I'm going to mail out CMA. And then let's say if there's something that I want to add to my task list of things to do, and I want the client to know that I did it, I hit client update and then hit save. So now what I'm doing is whenever I'm processing the task for this individual, when I click that I check this off, it's going to send an email out that I have set up in my settings to go out at that predetermined time. And I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so I would spend the time to go through and really think about these things. Maybe set up an appointment, kind of go through and set up your checklist, and then set up an appointment with Ed or Joey, when these guys say, hey, I think I got this right. Is there anything I'm missing in my pre-listing appointment checklist? Is there anything that, just kind of think about those things, because some of it can be easy. And some of it is like, oh man, I didn't know, like I should have printed out a buyer guide, or I should have put out a seller guide or something like that. Like, all of us in our head have a 30-point marketing plan, but we only execute like 3 of them, right? And so this is just taking your business of what you think it should be and what you want it to be and put it into practicality. And so each time, if I go back here, let's see, I got somebody inactive. Yeah, so if I take him and I drag him into this next phase, it will automatically start that next checklist, and I'll go through that, and it'll change them in here. And I could drag and drop them into, okay, now he's under contract, and now he's closed, those types of things. So when you, like with close, you have, okay, this is closed. What are the things I need to do? I need to, do blah, 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 all the different things, order sign down, all that stuff. And then legacy, once it's closed, and I've done all those things, I'm going to move it into legacy. Now, what do I need to do? I need to, put them on an anniversary plan. I need to do this. I need to do that. Right. So this types of things will really make sure that how we feel like we're busy is because mentally we're trying to remember everything. What was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to do that? This really just kind of stops that. If you spend about a couple hours working on this, I guarantee your stress level is going to go down, because now I come into commands, I come to my home screen, and you can customize your home screen. Let's see, I have no tasks to complete today, but if I go customize home right here, I can customize and move however I want stuff. I personally would put my new leads to the top. So I say, okay, I got my new leads up here that I need to process, put them up here. I would put my tasks right underneath that, because I want to do my first lead gen money making stuff first, and then I'll go and then I'll work on my admin tasks second. But work with your coach and how they want you to do that, and then just hit apply, and that stuff will be here. But if we go back to opportunities, to me, opportunities is where it's at and where I would spend that time in doing it. Now, what is it the client is going to see? If you go to settings here and go to, let's see, is it command settings, opportunity settings? Yeah, here it is. Okay, so command settings, opportunity settings, client update. So you're coming here and you can change the time that it's going to go out. Where if you're on a team, you would say like, if it's coming from you or the assignee or whatever. And then the email template. If I hit preview, this is what it's going to look like. So now this is just a generic. So it's going to have your branding, your picture, all that, and the property. And then if there's a picture for the property, there's going to be that in there. And here's all the things that you did. So when you're writing out the checklist and you're sending a client update, make sure that like you don't say like, send this jerk cancellation notice. Like don't put that kind of stuff in there. Make sure it's, when it's a client update thing, they're going to say like, Jeff posted this on Craigslist today. He created a Facebook ad. He did this, he did that. Because your client, at the end of the day, when we're talking about, sometimes we forget as just being the agent, what it's like to be the consumer. And the consumer is sitting there, at 1 o'clock in the morning, wondering how come nobody's come through my house? Is Jeff really doing his job? Is he really doing this? He said he did that, but did he really do it? So when you're going through and they're getting emails, every other day or every day of the stuff that you're doing on their file, it really helps to work with the consumer.
That's amazing, Jeff. And we're going to schedule you, we're going to schedule some time with you to teach that class, because that'll be an amazing asset for every agent to have those. And I am open to do a tech audit, get it to a place where you have that list of, and I will probe you on that list to find out more details to help you build those checklists in every section of your opportunities. I actually enjoy doing it. But don't come to me with a blank page, right? Come to me having thought out and asked yourself, thank you, Ivan. Ask yourself the question, is there anything I do before this? Is there anything I do before this? Keep asking yourself the question, and I will do what I enjoy. I will probe a little bit more. Jeff, thank you. You're going to be seeing Jeff a lot more. We're gonna get him on our office meetings at least once a month, and hopefully get him to teach a class once a month. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. That was awesome.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
All right, let's switch back to the team meeting happenings this week. Next, we have so this is today at 1 o'clock. There is going to be a Forward Living hosted Q&A with Rick Sharga, who is the analyst for CoreLogic, I believe. He's Realty Track. I'm sorry, and he's going to be doing a session today and a session on March the 10th. So if you missed today's, no worries, you can get that on March the 10th. And you do have to register for it, and we will send out the registration with this. Sorry for the late notice, just got this information. So there's today, and then there's March 10th, and it's industry analyst Rick Sharga from Realty Track. He's going to be talking about the market, and he's also going to be talking about some opportunities for the near future, distressed properties, so on and so forth. All right. And Ven did I get that right, Ven?
Perfect. That's perfect. Yeah, I'll post a link for you guys as well. Yeah, so Realty Track, they track the trends of the foreclosure market and also the real estate trends as well. So Rick's been on CNBC, NBC Nightly, a host of other TV programs. So he's often quoted. It should be a good discussion to kind of see where he thinks and his company thinks the market is going in 2021 and beyond. So I'll post the link here now.
Great. Thank you, sir. Oh, you're going to post the link for the invitation? Perfect.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Thank you, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and again, this is hosted. This is brought to you by Clearmark Title and our title partners, Ben and John Marcius, who we met also. All right. Next is. Ed's morning check-in. Yeah, let's stick on that. That's good, Cam.
Skip that real quick.
Oh, you're going too fast now.
Just very quickly, I will say, yes, the morning check-in happens every morning at 9 a.m. It's like a shot of espresso for your business. The link is in your morning email. Come check it out. There's a big bunch of us that love to share our mornings together and kind of wake up and get into our business together. As far as coaching, I used all my time talking to Jeff Reyes, but I will say that I'm constantly, I'm making more of an effort to post more tips and just business information and whatnot on we have a Facebook page for the coaching program, a public Facebook page. I put the link there in the chat bar. So if you'd like to hear more from me for free, follow me, and I put tips on there at least 2 or 3 times a week.
Thank you, Ed. Go ahead, Cam. Ignite this week, of course, we have Ignite 11:45, 12:45 every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. The classes for this week are Tim Meinelschmidt, the buyer consultations. That's tomorrow. And also financial basics. Brian Murray is going to be teaching his his first class there. So you will enjoy it. Come for you can pick every other one, or you can pick individual classes, or you can just take the whole series, as some of you are already involved in. I don't believe Howie's on here, so let's move to the next slide. Andy.
Hi. I have a lot of important information. Rates are up, everybody. They are up big time. They have, well, let's be real. They're still really low.
Yeah.
If we put it in perspective, a year ago, I mean, you know, people were in the 4% range kind of thing. So they're still historically low, but they shot through the roof in the last couple of weeks because of the fear of inflation. And the inflation report came out, and they're upwards of 0.3% or 0.375, almost 0.5% in some cases, depending on, of course, loan program and buyers qualifications and so forth. Anyway, it sent everything into sort of a tailspin, and there's of course a natural panic with buyers and things like that. We've got our eye on it. We're hoping for some relief. The report that came out, the inflation report that came out, inflation is a big deal. It essentially means that the value of the dollar dwindles and the cost of goods goes up. So your buying power decreases with inflation. And there's fear of that moving forward. And of course, when you're talking about mortgage rates and you're talking about feds and investors buying mortgage-backed securities, all of a sudden, the dollar that they're using to buy these bonds is worth less, which erodes the value of the bonds they're purchasing. So a little bit of a shakeup. We'll see some leveling out. It's just a matter of when. In terms of sort of how things look on the other side, once the masks come off, if you will, there's talk of like a stimulus hangover. There's so much federal debt. It's again eroding the value of the dollar. It decreases purchasing power because the cost of goods are also going up. So just keep an eye on that. It's a hot button, inflation. The feds are certainly monitoring debt, but you've got Janet Yellen, who is now taking charge, and she's kind of notorious for going, let's spend it now and we'll worry about it later. So anyway, things to keep an eye out on. Housing is still obviously hot. It's going to continue to be hot. It's kind of a safe haven, if you will, in terms of investments. There was a 10.4 appreciation level that came out for year-end numbers for 2020. So over a 10% appreciation rate,
Wow.
Which is out of control. By normal standards, it hovers around 4 to 5%, depending on where you are in the country. What's that?
Nationally, that's a national number, that 10%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, nationally. It is expected to go another 9 to 10% this year. And, you know, just sort of food for thought. Everybody's kind of wondering, how is the housing market staying so hot when you're talking about, you know, millions of people unemployed and so forth? It's a demographics thing. Most people that are the most heavily impacted by unemployment and things like that are people in age brackets under 25. The people that are buying homes right now are over the 35 mark in terms of age bracket. And most of them, well, first-time home buyers make up about a 33% of the buyers pool. So it's going to continue to keep going, but we've got a little hiccup in rates, but they're still low.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, 3/8 of a point from 2 point something to into the threes, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're talking, if you're, 2.875, all of a sudden, it might be 3.25.
It makes me giggle a little bit because 3.25 is ridiculously low.
Yeah.
Okay. Still, historically, like low.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perspective. But it affects your buyer's buying power, and that's what you need to really keep an eye on.
Well, and that's another really good point too. I mean, if rates start to normalize around this level, which they may or may not, if they do, your buyer pool is going to look a little bit different.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, somebody that was potentially looking at $1 million house may be in the like 950 range.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Thank you, Andy.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Next is Ven or Raha.
Hi,
How are you doing today?
good. How are you guys? Sorry, there's some construction going on if you hear hammering. How is everyone?
Good.
1 second.
You want to get back to us?
I love when the phone, when my phone rings, it rings everywhere here. Okay, sorry. Yes, hi. So this week, what do I have to report? I have one thing that has never happened that has happened twice now, because usually at the close of escrow, it's in regards to possession and giving keys. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, sorry. In regards to closing and possession. So in the contract, there is a paragraph where it actually says if it's seller occupied or a vacant property, that the possession shall be delivered to the buyer at 6 p.m. on the date of close of escrow. Usually, as we see, as soon as we get confirmation from escrow, whether it be in the morning or in the afternoon, usually agents coordinate like, oh, I can meet at this time to give the keys. Recently, or there's been twice now that, the other side has been, they have been firm that it has to be at 6 p.m. on the date of close of escrow. Before, there was a section where you could actually write upon recording in that section. If you guys want to make a note, it's item 9 on the RPA. So in that section, you can read about it and add it if you want. Just something that happened.
The default is 6 p.m. on the day of closing.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, never happens and hasn't happened, but lately I've seen it twice now. It just depends on who your listing agent is, I guess, and who you're dealing with. But just know that is actually in the contract. That is the weekly update on that. And then I just had a personal request. If everyone could just help me, please write the property address in the subject line in the emails. It would really, really help. There's a lot of emails coming through. So if there's any possibility to add your property address, that would be greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Raha.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
You too.
All right, next is Ven. Do you have anything else, Ven? Or are you good?
I'm pretty good, but just real quickly, back to the rates real quickly regarding that. I mean, rates are going up, and just keep in mind that even though the buyer pool might come down, but this might be a blessing in a sense where we can start getting the people that are on the fence to sell to help with the inventory, right? Because we have a lack of inventory now. So, just the flip side of things, there's always an opportunity somewhere else if there's one closes closes here. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm good.
Thank you, sir. All right.
Joey?
Yes.
Hi. Sorry, I just got reminded of something. Thank you, Eileen. I really, if in regards to command and opportunities, if you guys could name the opportunity, the property address, it is so much easier for us to find and for us to review for compliance so we can get your checks out sooner. So if you write the opportunity name is usually just your contact name. If you could change that, because it auto-populates to that. And then if you could just change it to the property address, that would also really help us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It keeps all the conversations together, right? All right, Cam,
Yes.
let's move forward to. Oh, no, that's from last week. Let's move past that one. Keep on going. Birthdays: Eileen, FG Hartford, Ashley, Seam, also Anna Lee has Stella Meyer has a birthday this week. Also Champ, Ember, Laura Catrona, Martin, and Timothy Meinl-Schmidt coming up. Tim has a thing where he doesn't drink from New Year's to his birthday. So I think he's probably going to have a cocktail soon. Congratulations, lots of closed escrows this week. The Woodwards, Tiffany Chin, Paul Yu, Tiffany and Rachel. Stefan closed 2 properties. Congratulations. Tracy Pence. Congratulations. Alex, Ed, congratulations. Nina Chia, and John Davison on Moreno, congratulations. Charlotte closed 2 this week. That's a great week in real estate. Also John Barentine and Steve and Champ. Congratulations to you all. Closed escrows continued. Peter O on Kentucky. Heidi Davis on Nicholas Drive, Tiffany Park on Tiffany Chin and Rachel again, Bates Hennington, Sabine, Stella and the Woodwards. Also congratulations. I think that Christina Kim was on the other side of that one too. Also Tiffany Chin and Angela Bond and Christine Lindgren. Congratulations, you guys. And new escrows, oh my. All right, I have to, you got Peter O, you got Alex Dion, you got Tracy Pence, Tiffany, Steve Senegram and Champ, Red Team, Tiffany Park, Annalise, Stefan, Heidi, Nina and John. Oh, no, that's some repetition there. They sold that one. The Woodwards, John Barentine and Julie, Anna Lee, Martin Chavez, Heidi Davis, Red Team, Bates Hennington, Ed, also Tiffany and Paul Yu have new escrows. I think I have some more. Stephen Champ and Pete Bonacore, David Lubell and Craig Spano. I think Alex Dion is in there. Oh no, another one for Alex Dion. G-Son, Jim Cohn, Tracy and Lorno on Don Carlos, Gina Barola on Oak Knoll, the LA group on Big Cell, Kimberly Park, Orange Grove Boulevard. She put it on, she's in already. Carlos and Christina on West, and Jacqueline Jantz on Ridgeview. That's a big day in real estate there, you guys. Excellent job. Whew.
Yay.
Let's see, closed leases. Eileen and Aiko and Dragona, Monique, Yvette, Eileen, Lanza, Dragona, and Rachel all have closed leases this week. Keeping Brian busy. New listings. Day Park has Deshford, 849 Deshford for $640,000 for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,600 square feet. Looks like in good condition in Carson. Also, Chelsea has a new listing on 1186 North or South. Let me get that right. Which also, I believe, is a flip. Is 1.35 million, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, 1,644 square feet. Again, on the 1100 block of South Luzerne. Kimberly Park, Orange Grove, already in escrow. Too late. From Pasadena. Kimberly also did the design on this. She had many offers. Next. John Barentine, Red Group on Mammoth in Valley Glen. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,878 square feet for just under 900 at $899. Christina Kim on Mansfield, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,768 square feet lease for $6,500.
It's actually got a ADU as well, so just letting you know.
It comes with it, comes with the 6,500?
Yeah, so the ADU is a 1 bedroom with a full kitchenette and everything.
But that comes with the, is that leased separately or comes with?
No,
the,
it comes with, so
Oh.
the entire,
That's pretty cool.
and it's actually a 4 bedroom, 2 bath, not a 3 bedroom.
Including the ADU or without the ADU?
Without the ADU, it's a 4 bedroom, 2 bath, the main house, and then it's got a very large 1 bedroom ADU as well.
Nice. Jacqueline Jans has a 2 bedroom, 1 bath, 660 square foot cottage on Fayette. It's $675,000. I think she talked about it last week at the meeting. Sharon Bostomsky lease, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,592 square feet for $5,000 on Detroit, a very desirable rental area with a nice green backyard. And Russell Roney had some land. I think he might also be in.
It's in escrow.
What's that?
It's in escrow already.
It's in escrow. Yeah. I thought
Yeah.
so. On Rome Court, as 2.2 acres, right? Yeah. What else we got there? Russell also has a lease. It looks like on Hewitt. It's a studio with 1 bath, 890 square feet. Gabrielle Sutter also has a lease, 2 bedroom, 1 bath in North Hollywood on Haynes. Michael Flanagan, 1.65 million, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,750 square feet on 1400 block of North Sycamore. Looks totally done. Paul Yu, 1048 South Orange Drive, number 3, is a 2 bedroom, 1 bath, 1,300 square foot lease for $2,990. Marisa Tranquilli on 1112. That's not correct. 112 East Avenue 41. We talked about this earlier. It's not commercial. It is a home that is totally renovated. 1.7 million, 5,800 square foot. It's huge. It's been restored, not renovated. It is like meticulously restored. This is the Cole Mansion. I believe it was moved from Figueroa to this location. You should go in and look at the pictures. That top turret there with the 4 windows has like a clawfoot tub right in front of it. It's very, it's really a fun space.
That's pretty.
Paul Yu, also in Berendo, has a 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath that I have to 2,480 square feet for 1.799. I have to believe that's not the correct picture, but I could be wrong. Also, Terry Gerger, she slipped in a little video here. I'm going to try to show it because I want to know how she did that, but thank you. Terry. Let me see. Will, then Ed. Here it goes. All right. I'm not sharing. Oh, hold on. Let me pause that for a second. Why am I not showing my share? Yeah, I'm not sharing my screen, right? No, right? View. Full screen. Sorry, guys. Share screen. This. Yeah, look at this little. She just dropped this into my. Yeah, it's a great little listing card or listing video. You guys see that now? Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
company that puts these together and it's only $10 and then you can use it.
Great little place, 3209 West 152nd place in Gardenia. 825,000. Beautiful little property. All right, let's go back. Stop sharing. Boom. All right. Hi, Lorna. All right, let's get to the screening. Thank you, sir. Next is Heidi Davis on Sky Valley has a lease, $25,000. Look how beautiful that is. 4 bedrooms, 6 bath, 6,350 square foot property on Sky Valley. Beautiful, beautiful property. It's really fun. Cam, you know what we missed is the and that I want to get to is the slide about tomorrow's award ceremonies. So sorry if didn't communicate properly, but tomorrow's award ceremony is at 1 p.m. It's going to be Zoom, and it'll probably go from 1 to 1:30, 1:45, where we're going to recognize everyone's accomplishments from last year. Everyone should show up. Everyone's welcome. In addition, after that, from 1:30 till 3 o'clock, we are going to set up a little KW step and repeat with some balloons and such in the back for you guys to come and take pictures and to receive your awards in that time. So by all means, there you go. Tomorrow at 1 p.m., we're going to have the Zoom. The Zoom has been sent out. It'll be in the update. We're going to send out some text today to remind you and to make sure that you're there to receive your awards. And there's awards at every level, right? So if you produced last year, show up because there'll be an award for you, all right? And if you'd like to swing by the office anytime after that, back in the back parking lot outside, we are going to have the step and repeat and a little red carpet, and we could take some pictures of you and your award to commemorate. In addition, for everyone who's received an award, we have a I'll get it out in a second. I was reading Terry's telling me about that little video, which I loved. Everyone received an award. We've created a social media piece for you that will go out to you that you can just cut and paste into your social media. And to congratulate you, to share your accomplishments with your spheres. Okay, I would ask if you could just hashtag KW Larchmont in that. How's that? But we're gonna have we'll have a little social media piece for everyone. All right, I got that out. Thank you, and thank you, Cameron, for helping with that. Wants and needs. I know we have a vendor that's going to come on and talk a little bit about organization, but before we get to that, wants and needs, fill the bucket. Anybody? So just so everyone knows, that little piece was created by a great company that puts this MP4 together for $10. Oh, together with a dozen pictures for $10. You can post them to all your social media accounts and emails, and collaboratetechnology.com is the company, is what it looks like. And so thank you, Terry. I love that little piece. For $10, I think it's a great little piece to have. You could use over and over again. I think it's good. All right. Anyone else?
I've got something. I just wanted to throw a little shout out to Ben Van. He handled the title for closing I just had, and he was a rock star. And as well as Raha. Raha was awesome as well, as usual. But there you go. There's a little shout out to both of those guys, Ben and Raha.
Great partners to have in a deal, both of them. Thank you, Ed. All right. Let's move on to our vendor this week. And that is Organizing Concepts and Design. Dina.
Hi, guys. Good. How are you, Joey? Long time no see.
We had a lot to get through to get to you, but we're excited to have you.
Thanks so much.
Pleasure.
So I'll just get started right off. So hi, everybody. Thanks for giving me some time today. My name is Dina Braverman. My company is Organizing Concepts and Designs, AKA OCD. And I'm a professional organizer. And the way I work with realtors is as follows. When you have a client that is moving or contemplating moving and selling their home, as you can imagine, moving is stressful enough, but when you've accumulated 30, 40, 50 years of stuff, it's completely daunting and overwhelming. And that might actually prohibit them from moving forward with the sale. So what we do is we come in and work with your clients to make that a manageable and less stressful endeavor. We do that by helping them downsize, helping them figure out what to keep, what to sell, what to donate, and what to toss, and we facilitate all of those processes. So sometimes it might be an estate sale, and we go in and we do an assessment based on value, quantity, and quality. Not everybody can do an estate sale based on those parameters, but also if they live in a gated community or they live in a condo or a townhouse where the CC&Rs don't allow it, we have to do a workaround. They still want to sell their possessions, but it might be a different estate sale. So it might be a virtual estate sale where everything is sold online, or it may be private party where we bring in our private vendors and do a few days sale just to help the clients get rid of and sell some of their stuff. So inevitably, they're going to pay us for our services, and we're going to hand them back a check for whatever they have of value. That value is based on our assessment, not theirs, because as you know, everybody thinks that their stuff is worth a fortune, and because their grandparents owned it and there's some sentimental value attached to it, they might have a different idea as to what the value is. What we do is we use fair market value. Anything that is sold is based on what somebody is willing to pay for it in today's market. So, we try to do our best to get them the highest value, but it is secondhand no matter what it is. And in COVID times, things are a little bit more difficult than usual. There's a lot of auction houses that we dealt with for the last 10 years that are now only doing online auctions, and they're taking about 6 to 9 months to pay their vendors, their people back. And a lot of people don't want to wait 6 to 9 months to get paid. So that's kind of slowed us down a little bit. So we're doing a lot of workarounds. We're doing a lot of virtual sales, private vendor sales, but we are indeed selling. And, we're back open. COVID shut us down briefly, but we are open. We are working safely, requiring masks, social distancing, letting less people in the homes, of course, providing sanitizers and stuff like that. So we are in full swing and doing estate sales as we did previously. Another thing that we do is after the sale, there's always about 10 to 15% left over at the end of a sale. So we have to figure out how to get rid of that stuff as well. At the end of the day, when you guys close escrow, you need a clear house. So what we do is we further liquidate by clearing the house. So we donate what couldn't have sold, what didn't sell. And we do distribute our donations amongst various charities. We don't just dump the stuff at Goodwill. We take it to, electronics. We take it to Simi Valley where they ship old cell phones and things like that overseas to our vets. We take a lot of stuff over to shelters that are housing children who have been trafficked. We take food over to SOVA, so there's food banks that are getting it. So we really do distribute to as many different charities as we possibly can. If it can't be donated, and there are a lot of things that can no longer be donated because of COVID, it will wind up at the trash. But we do recycle responsibly. So we do paper, we separate paper from metal, from true trash. Donations are no longer taking anything, and there's a long list. To briefly give you an overview, anything that is ripped, soiled, broken, missing a piece, mattresses, box springs, blankets, pillows, upholstered furniture, big furniture like armoires, they're not taking them anymore. But because we have relationships with the donation companies, because of what we do every day, we work with reps that will allow them to pick up more than you would be able to call in and get picked up on a typical donation run. So we work with reps that will facilitate our needs. Another thing that we do that I think is important to mention here is that if there's a house that has been, perhaps somebody has passed away and the heirs have inherited the home, the property, and it's full, oftentimes those heirs don't have the financial means to get it cleared out. So if there's not the possibility of an estate sale for whatever reason, maybe it's time frame, maybe there's not enough value, we will work with you on a one-on-one assessment, and we will defer our fees through escrow. So as long as they have signed an agreement with one of you and you're moving forward to sell the home, we will defer our fees, and we do it for anywhere from 1 to 5 months. Typically, that's the average. And we see everything through to the end. So if we don't clean, we clear, right? So if the house needs to be cleaned at the end of the day before the new owners take possession, we could refer you to a cleaning company, but we clear it, we don't clean it. We'll bring in toxic waste removal for all of the paint and toxic chemicals in the garage. We'll bring the shredders in. Whatever we have to do to get this property clear and clean so that you can turn over the keys to the new owners is what we do. And I think that an important thing for realtors is, I know many realtors, when an escrow closes, will send a bottle of wine or a gift certificate for dinner for two for a restaurant to say thank you for your business. If you feel that a client is hesitating to get started because they're completely overwhelmed, whether it's financially overwhelmed, physically, they can't do it for whatever reason, give them the gift of organizing. We will help them through it, and they will see the value, and they will get it done sooner and allow you to do your job and sell their homes. We also do light staging. So if they can't afford the $10,000 staging where you bring in furniture from other vendors, we will stage their home so that you can go in and take your photographs and get the house ready to get on the market. We typically use what they have in the house, and we just make it look really good. And kind of clear out the house and make it look like there's room there. So that's what we do. And we'd love to be a resource for you. We are, everybody who works for me is employed. There's no independent contractors. We're insured, we're bonded, and we work anywhere from Palm Springs to Pittsburgh. So if your clients want us to go on the road with them, we're happy to do it. As long as they want to pay us to do that, we will hold their hands from beginning to end. So that's us. If anybody has any questions, I'm available. I think I gave Cameron a one sheet to pretty much says everything I just said, but it's in a page or two. So if you guys can, want it, it's there at your office. And if you have any questions, I'm always available.
Thank you, Dina. I love Pittsburgh. Palm Springs is my favorite.
True. We go everywhere.
Perfect. If any, does anybody have any questions, Dina? All right. If not, thank you, Dina. We have your contact information. It'll also go out with our with our meeting today.
Thank you.
Don't forget about Ven's sponsored class at 1 o'clock, or it's actually not a class, but more of a seminar. And if not, I think we're ready to move on to the rest of our day. You guys all good? All right. Well, have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks,
Bye, everybody.
Thanks again, Dina. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye.